Hello everyone, Lead here. For today's video, I'm testing Strongboxes, the mid-budget version, so there's no containment. And the focus of the farm is still going around Scarabs, just because from my previous testing, the Scarab is really good profits, so I am leaning a little bit too on the Scarabs. And for the map, I'm doing Fortress, because the boss is the easiest. The second is there's a bar on Fortress, they can drop currency and also Scarabs, so there's some extra loot over there. And for the map itself, chisel 20%, just using normal chisels, and I'm looking for 100% more Scarabs, but I think you can go for something like 50% Scarab and 50% currency. Since the last update from GGG, it's a bit harder to get 100% Scarab, so the rolling probably a lot easier if you just aim for 50% Scarab and 50% currency, even though you're going to get a little bit less Scarabs, but I think you still going to get compensation from the currency. And for the last step, I'm applying one delirium ops. You can use any delirium ops. I'm using the currency one because it's not that expensive, so I'm just putting in there the delirium ops just to add some extra density and also some extra quantity. And for the Scarabs, I'm using 3 ambush Scarabs, 1 ambush Scarab of discernment, and 1 horn Scarab of nemesis. For the nemesis, you can use something like 1 ambush Scarab of hidden compartment or 1 ambush Scarab of potency. And the reason why I'm going for nemesis is, number 1, I'm using headhunters, so the buff from the rare monster will make the maps a lot faster, a lot easier to handle, and also because this farm is focused more on the rare monster parts, so nemesis just make a lot of sense. And for the Atlas tree, this is the Atlas tree I'm using. Is pretty straightforward. All the Scarabs node over there, and we also block some mechanic because we are farming Scarabs, so we do not want the bad Scarabs in the pool. I'm using blue altars. Once again, you can use red altars. You can change the point into the red one, and you can allocate these 2 points over here just to get into the middle section so it's connected. And for the strong boxes, I'm taking the currency strong boxes because Arcanists give a lot of Divine Orb, Faldo, and all that stuff. But I do not take Divination Strongboxes. Now, if you want to take the Divination Strongboxes, you can take these 2 scrap node over here, 1 scrap node over here, and you apply the Divination Strongboxes. And this is purely just a preference. I just don't like the Divination Strongboxes that much, just because the range is really wide. So from my standpoint, where I trying to take data, that's not a very reliable data. And we take all the effect modifier nodes. This one is for rare monster drop more Scarab, and I'm also taking Beyond over here, and the Beyond just for the extra density. I see a lot of rare monster from Beyond. So, and for the map device, I'm using Ambush, that's going to give us more strong boxes. So here is the result on the spreadsheet. This is the cost. As you can see over here, the cost is like 1.1 Divine per maps, and most of the cost is coming from the map itself and the rolling of the maps. I don't think the Scarab is that expensive anymore. The ambush Scarab has gone down in price. Now it's like around 6 to 7 C. Previously, if I remember correctly, it's around like 11, 12 C, so it's a lot more expensive. So the cost mostly just coming from like the maps and rolling the maps especially. And this is still a problem on Necropolis, and this is still a thing until today. So hopefully she will fix it for the next league. Maybe, finger crossed. On the profit breakdown, you can see over here, we got a lot of currency, 20 divine, 5 Aldo, it's pretty good. And I also got some cards, so I got a brother gift, so if I take the Divination Strongboxes note on the Atlas, this should be extra 5 more divine. But like I said, I just don't like the Diviner Strongboxes that much, so there is a benefit for taking Divination Strongboxes. And for the Scarabs, as you can see over here, we get a lot of Scarabs, not as much as the low budget one. Like this one, the rare monster one over here is still very strong on Scarabs, 93 Scarabs per maps. But we are on 86 Scarab per maps. Even though we only have 86, but we get a lot more currency on this one just because Arcanist Strongboxes is very common. So this makes the profit a lot better, and we are at 2.5 divine per maps. And I think this is the highest I've done so far. And also here I have 2 tab over here. This one is with fragment, this one is without fragment. That's just in case if your build cannot do the boss, you can still do the strategy and you still get the profit at 2 divine per maps, even without killing the boss. So the strategy is really good, and I can see why Strongboxes is still the best farming strategy for this league. And the reason of why Strongboxes is so strong is just because, number 1, it's already have a set of loot inside the Strongboxes. Like Arcanist Strongbox is going to give Divine Orb and Faldo and all that stuff. And this league in particular, the grounded is just non-existent, so the tile reward is a lot more valuable. And beside of that, because we're doing T17, a lot of Scarabs is coming from the map mod itself. So you already get the Scarabs, but you also still have the loot that inside the boxes. And I think this is why Strongbox is very strong this league. And the gameplay is also very fast. And the time average for me is around 6 minutes per maps. Is pretty average, I will say. And once again, my build is RF. So if you do something like Lightning Strike or like more meta build, you can do this map a lot faster. The map is not particularly hard. Delirium, it's only 20%, it's not going to be affected that much. So I think the difficulty is not that high. This strategy is still very, very strong. Yeah, like I said, I can see why this is still the best strategy on this league. So I think that's all about the video. I think I explained everything I need to. And as usual, if you guys have any questions, leave it in the comment below. I will try my best to answer it. If you like this video, if this video is helpful, consider like and subscribe. That will help the channel a lot. So thank you everyone for watching. I will leave you with the highlight at the end, and I see you in the next one.